Welcome back everyone to another episode of Satisfactory 1.0. I am Andrea Dev, and if you're new here and you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. It does help a lot. So without further ado, let's jump in and get things rolling. In the previous episode, we finished our factory, but as you can see, it was not like that. I did some finishing, I gave some a hand paint, and it's not finished yet, but we now have plenty of AI limiter, and not only that, we are even able to store them in our dimensional depot. I guess that at the moment our storage is like, yeah, we are packed. We have so many that we don't know what to do with it. And it's beautiful. It's wonderful, and we want to keep it that way. One thing that I just forgot to do is that I forgot to... Well, first thing first, I need to bring back my backpack. First thing that I need to do is that I need to get some of these quick wire to be stored. Where I need to be stored? Well, first thing first, we need to save it in this little depot, and the reason for that is that we have a surplus at the moment, and we really want to store it. We don't want this to be stopped. We don't want the production line to be hauled. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna delete these bits and bobs, place a merger, what's actually a splitter this way, and it get fed from this side, and boom, that's done. We have our little storage, and our production line is not interrupted. We're probably gonna change it once we unlock our smart splitter, so basically just the overflow goes there, but for now it's fine. What are we missing now is that we really want to have a dimensional depot in here, but I think that at the moment I'm missing some modular frame, so I will very quick rush to our main base down there and grab some modular frame, and be right back in a second. Very quick and simple, nothing a great parking as usual, and we can now drag and drop our dimensional depot just in the back, and we are ready to go. And yes, this is like great, because we can now change our blueprint for better road, because we can now add what's it called, some light on each piece. And yeah, how much? Yeah, there is plenty. I think I'm gonna probably just like yoink very quick this, and let everything in here sort. I think that this can be removed. It's just like leftover from our stuff in our inventory. I need to drop out at the main base some other stuff, but other than that, this factory is done. It's producing everything. Is doing I mean, like at the moment we have definitely a surplus, but we're probably gonna start to use them very soon. Do I have some AI limiter? Well, I have them in the storage, so let's go to the MAM and see if there is anything that we can now unlock in our current save. And if you did miss some of those previous episode, I managed to have like a massive highway that goes straight away. I will probably do some off camera very soon and remove these ugly cables and place some light, so that should be pretty straightforward. And yeah, this is the same reason why I didn't finish this piece, because I'm probably gonna remove it and replace it with proper highway. And this time I just gonna do it all similar. So basically what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna do them 3x3. So when I'm gonna do them 3x4 and whatnot, at least until I have Mark 1 blueprint. It's just easier, simple, and it gives us a reason to do plenty of things. A little bit of juggling in here. So let's arrive to the MAM, and let's see what we can unlock, because I think that some recipe required us to so do I have any hard drive? I do have an hard drive, but I'll keep it because I think that there is one recipe that requires us to unlock, yeah, like compacted coal. So this one I think I can definitely do it because I do have sulfur and coal, and I really want to start to play with this. And this, you know, Nobelisk, some explosive stuff, you know, black powder and whatnot, and unlock obviously one hand slot. It would be great, it would be like ideal. So let's try and see if we have, for sure we have coal. Where is our storage? But we moved it. So we do have sulfur away. Do we have how much coal do we need for that? I think that we need 25. So let's see if I can grab them from my explorer. And yes, I got them from my explorer. So let's go and get our research done. Compacted coal, boom, beautiful. So apparently this coal, it's a better, way better fuel to feed into.
Compacted coal unlocked. It is physically smaller and more powerful, but its carbon footprint remains enormous. This fuel upgrade can be used in coal-powered generators and vehicles.
Yeah. So the idea would be that we can improve our coal generator. But today we're gonna start not only for that. So first thing first, let me show you what I did a little bit off camera. This was done previously, but I never had the time to show. I double our coal production down there with some Mark II miners, and at the moment these provide us with I think a whopping 1200 just on this side, and we do have quite a bit because it's 600 for each rig, so 600 and 600, and we still have 2 nodes of coal that we can use. So one impure and the other one there, which I think is normal, that we can use to have a better production of coal. Now if I got no idea how to, let me try and put a constructor down, I think, and see if we can, what's the coal, compacted coal. So this is just like for wood. I mean, like biomass can be turned into coal. Same for this. Okay, and it produces 10. But how do I produce compacted coal? This is the question. What do I need? Is it gonna be something in the smelter? Do I need to compact it in the smelter? Nope, obviously not. That was a weird observation. Is it in an assembler maybe? I don't know. If you do know where I should look for this compacted coal, please let me know in the comment. It does help a lot, you know, to be pointed out, maybe the obvious. But with that being said, we are off to a great adventure today, because we are going for crude oil. So there is a node of crude oil. The closest that we have, it's in that direction, and there is quite a few. And I'm happy because we have already a highway that goes this way, which means that I'm just gonna have to extend it and arrive in here, so we can access our, you know, crude oil. So these are like 3 nodes of 1 pure and 2 normal. So I will grab my explorer and I meet you guys down there. So I start placing some of the highway. I did modify them, so we now have our quick wire being added. Well, our quick wire, our street light look very nice, very decent. I'm enjoying it, but I still don't know how far is it. So how far is the oil? So I'll just slowly get this road extended, and I'll see you guys on the other side. And in the meantime, we do a little bit of cleanup of the road just to arrive there straight away, because all these 3 are in our way. And that should be enough. More, I don't think that this is in the way, but you know, just for the sake of distractions, you know how it goes. Alright, this was like a long and painful process, but I managed to connect all the lights. I changed some settings in the blueprint because the lights were too shiny for me, and it's always day, so don't really need all of this shininess in our face every time that we're driving. But it does look very neat. I'm enjoying it. We are gonna have to kind of like go and spend some time improving our blueprint for road infrastructure, like with pillars, because at the moment our infrastructure, our road are just like floating, and it's not something that we really want. Ooh, snails. All right, let's, second, there we go. Let's pick this log up and let's go back to whatever we were doing. So as I was saying, in this area there is three oil. Let's get out of here very quick. So there is a 3 oil deposit. So one is this one in here. Let's just get, all right. So as I was saying, we have a couple of oil node. One it's in here, and let's see if we get the sensitivity at the moment. Yep, it's done. This is a pure node, which is great. Come on. All right, 1 second. All right, that should be good, I guess. For a minute we should be all by ourselves, and there's even a beautiful Mercer sphere which we are gonna take very soon. All right, so let's get into it. So we have 3, but it does not. Sure. All right. Okay. This voice is just like thinking that we are crazy, which we are, by the way, because we are on a planet on our own trying to do the impossible.
I believe this is one of those moments where the scientist would yell, "Eureka!" But that seems entirely too dramatic. It seems they are somehow organically emulating human speech. Fascinating. Continue exposing yourself to alien artifact.
Alright, we will keep continuing exposing ourselves. It's like radiation. The more you get, the better, apparently. Listening to Ava. So this is done. Let's see if I can clear out this other side, and we can get things rolling. All right, well, that was not easy. There was a lot of flora and fauna in the area, but we now have access to our like this one is like crude oil, but it doesn't show. Maybe there's a different machinery that I need, or I need to like explode the node or something. But this one, on the other hand, is way more than accessible. What does that mean? It means that we can probably try and place one of our oil extractor, and I made sure to get the component ahead of time, so we don't get to wait back and forward, or at least I don't have to go back and forward. Let's see. So this crude oil output 240 square meter per minute, I guess, I'm assuming. Well, it has no electricity at the moment. No, what am I saying? 600. So I'm gonna have to go and do some calculation very quick and try and understand what we can do with 600 crude oil. So one it's in here, the other one it's on here this way. Here we go. And one, and more flora and fauna. Great, as we like it. Let's see, can I pick this and just drop the machinery in here? Okay, let me get rid of this. So let's see if this is gonna be the last time that we're doing this shenanigan. So let me block this, and I think that this one is somewhat pointing that way. The idea is that I would love to centralize the piping and then just create a big platform into the water. So I'm gonna bring oil into the water, because we have all of this area down here which is, you know, empty. There is not much going on, so it would be great to use it and have it for, you know, a better purpose than just existing. So as I was saying, we now have 2 nodes at the moment. So this one is 600 per minute, and I mean, like, this says that you extract 50, but I don't know if this is in total, and this one is 240, so I'm gonna have to do some digging, but I think that it's 600 per minute. And this other one, it output 50 per minute, so but 120, So I think that this is the output that it's gonna pull out. So it's gonna be 260 in total. I don't know what this means. Maybe there is a way to push it production, obviously with shard and overclocking. But for now, that's what we have, and that's what we're gonna work with. I'll start to lay down the foundation and start to lay down the pipe, and then I'll be back so we can start to see how our factory of crude oil and generation of whatever else has come out of this, because we're gonna have to place refinery and start to produce some plastics and fuel and all of these beautiful things. So I'll lay down the foundation and I'll be right back in a second. Okay, so I spent some time going around and placing some sort of centralized infrastructure for the oil, our oil. Let's see if we can get high enough to make sure that we see everything. So there was weirdly, this node is not on the map, so if you look for it, it just doesn't show. And I don't know what to do with that. That one says it's crude oil, but maybe I need to explode the node to access the bottom part. I don't know just yet. But what I did, I kind of like centralize all the oil. So we have a pure node down there and one which is the one that I'm on, which are providing 240 square meter of oil. And then we do have two nodes which are connected to the same Mark 1 pipe, which are bringing together 240. So we got in total a whopping 720 crude oil, which means that we can place roughly 12 refinery. Now, I don't know what's a refinery and what's inside, but I know that we can produce fuel and resin and other fancy stuff like plastics and whatnot. So I went ahead a little bit and started to create this little platform in here, which is basically going to be just where our pipe passed through. And then I'm going to start to place blueprint of foundation down there, because I would love to do one of those, oil rig that exist in real life. It would be great if we could just like have one of those frame metal, because I do remember that I unlocked it. Yeah, like this, like look, big frame pillar. So I'll try and get that sea oil rig style visual, and let's see how it goes. And yeah, I'll be back in a second. All right, well, after a little bit of piping and valves and electricity and everything else, I managed to finish the top part of the platform beautifully, if I can say so myself. It's now all placed. As you can see, it's like fully in water. And we have all our oil reaching the pipe on this side, which is perfect. We are not reaching it. Why is that? Is it the valve? Is this not liking? What's going on in here? The valve is powered, but no oil is reached, because I mean, like, there is oil in here, and this should have a 10 meter head lift. Ah, alright, I see what it is. This pipe is 12 meter, which means that that valve there, it's not gonna be able to provide all the head lift needed. So I'm gonna have to very quick move them down, like in here, for example, and that should provide word. Yes, thank you. Okay, that's done. Now we connect the electricity, and it doesn't provide the whole, because this valve can provide just like 20, and you can see that the head lift is 21, which means that we're gonna have to have another valve, where I'm gonna just put it slightly behind, I guess, or maybe that's that one is enough. Let's see if I can then place this electricity connected to this one. Am I able to see how much head lift is this one required? No, not from here anyway. So this one is now 22 head lift, which is still too much, I guess. So whatever that sign is probably too far, so let's try and place these just slightly behind, I guess. There it's fine. Select these, and well, like from here, can I jump on the road, or I'm just gonna build a ladder just for practicality, because I might come downstairs some other times and it would be just annoying for me to well, I love floating things, but not that much. So let's get up and check what's the water pump situation from there. That should be fine. So let's see, am I able to? So it says 12 head lift, and yeah, things should flow correctly now. Maybe not, spoke too soon. Well, I mean, like, there is doesn't enough. This one has enough head lift, and yeah, I will just go off camera later and check what exactly it's happening. But for now, we just connect everything, and then we have now our little oil rig somewhat working. Yeah, we have to check what's happening with the pump, and maybe just need a minute to start. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. This is it. Current amount is full. Maybe because it's full. Yeah. So first thing first, let's start and place one of our refinery, just to see what can we do with it. So what can we provide, and what can we... So these are all coming from residual plastic. I mean, like, it needs polymer and water. This one needs crude oil, polymer and what? I guess it's polymer and water. Yeah, it's polymer and water, which we have plenty around us. And then we have residual, what's it called? Heavy oil residual, which are gonna be able to produce petroleum coke from it. Now, what are we gonna do first? I guess that probably a good starting point is fuel and residual fuel, because once that we create fuel, we can have some of this polymer, and the residual fuel is gonna produce a heavy oil residual, and those two are gonna go in tandem with producing plastic, like so. So we're gonna have water and residual, and rubber as well we need. So there is quite a good infrastructure that I need to sort out. So I'm gonna run the numbers, and I'm gonna come back with a more established plan. All right, so after a little bit of consideration, and I'll try to calculate everything as the best that I could. So with 720 cube meter of crude oil, we are gonna be able to produce 160 fuel per minute, 160 rubber, and 160 plastic. And this just with the production of the normal recipe, so without the residual. And then what are we gonna do with the residual heavy oil? We are going to put everything into 3 refinery and produce petroleum coke. It sounds like the best deal that we can have, and we should be able to produce 160 of plastic, rubber, and fuel, and 300 of petroleum coke. Later, we are gonna make sure to use all the residual polymer that comes out, which should be roughly 120 polymer resin per minute, and we're gonna divide them between the 3 recipes. So we're gonna make residual fuel, residual plastic, and residual rubber. We just have to make sure that we balance them out properly, because obviously wait, what am I saying? We're not gonna make residual fuel, we're just gonna make residual plastic and residual rubber. But as you can see, the residual plastic takes a little bit of extra polymer, so we are gonna have to kind of like create a little bit load balancer for how much we are splitting from the output. So first thing first, let's go and arrive very quickly to the blueprint. So the first step is basically dropping down our refinery. Yeah, I guess refinery is the right word. And what we want is that we want to place them at the bottom in here. Let's see if I can nudge them in position. This is enough, and I want to make sure that I leave at least one space in the front. I guess that from this little nudge, I usually probably get the bottom out, but this is plenty for what we need to do after. And we are going to have to, well, first thing first, rotate this because it's on the wrong position. We want to get the input from the front, and like so. Perfect. Now we drop this in, and let's see how many can we place. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I'll take it. 3 is more than enough for us. And now we need to place all the connection, conveyor belt and whatnot. I'm wondering if it's worth to actually have other elevators or just have pump, because right now at this stage we are just introducing crude oil in this specific one for our refinery project. But obviously when we're gonna go and create the petroleum coke, we're gonna need to input the residual plastic and residual rubber. We're gonna have to input the polymer resin as in solid object, so we're gonna need to some elevator. Now my guess is probably is worth to have everything connected properly, as in everything connected to elevators and whatnot, but we may be smart about it and just leave it as optional and just drop what's gonna seems to be like the base. So I'm gonna just leave one elevator in here and one actually, you know what, I was thinking, now that I think about it, we don't really need to worry about it, because I can still place the conveyor belt but not using them if I don't need them, because why would I need them, right? But for example, the pipe junction in here, this one is needed. Like there is nothing that we can do for avoiding to not having it. So I think that, yeah, this is gonna be like mandatory at this point. I don't know if there is any other alternate recipe that allow you to have just solid input, but as far as I know, we always need fluid. So let me quickly create this blueprint, and I'll be back just to explain the final product. Alright, so I managed to save everything. It's quite expensive, but obviously it is what it is. Problem is that this one is, oh no, oops, I forgot this bits and bob. So problem is that yeah, I finished with the space, and part of the pipe, it's touching with the elevator. So for now we're gonna be fine. So just to you know, speed up production, and we are going to probably modify all of this blueprint once we have access to the Mark II blueprint. So all good on that front. Now what's left is that we really need to get all of these down there and you know, placed and whatnot. So I'll just start and show whatever. Actually, another things, I decided in my blueprint that one, I'm gonna stop placing vertical steel beams, and I'm gonna space them as tight as they can without the need for me to actually write how many platform used, like a 3x4 or 4x4 and whatnot. And this need comes from the fact that in the last episode I realized that I could have used a better space for my smelter, and instead they were spaced like I have all the you know, all the space in this planet. Things is, all of these, it needs to be all squished together just for the sake of production. And the electricity, as you can see right now, it's all been connected and powered, and we have elevators for the output and the solid output. So I will just go and save everything and go on the refinery platform, refinery, just refinery, and I'll see what we can place down. I'll see you on the other side. All right, so first thing first, we want to plan this ahead. Now, how much space do we have? Quite a bit. If we go and look in foundation mode, we got like 4x4, which means we have 8 and 12 foundation. So that should be enough for our starting part. So the first one is going to be a crude oil production, and we are going to have to divide, and I'll tell you in a second. The first pipe. So the first pipe is going to go into 4 refinery. So let's go into our blueprint and let's start to go and grab our production. There we go. Let's try and place it this way, so facing this way. Perfect. A lock in place, just so we have a little bit of, oh, can I nudge it just one more? Yeah, perfect. And I give 1 foundation of space. I guess that's as much as I need for this to be modular. And this one took, so 1 2 3 3.5, which means that for our 4 refinery it's gonna be plenty. It's gonna be perfect, and it's gonna be like awesome. Again, I'm gonna use the principle that fuel comes from the front and output comes from the back. In this case, I might even add some labels so I know exactly what's coming, what duration, what not. I start to do this so I can remember exactly, if I go back to a factory, how much I'm producing, how much that factory is producing per floor, per level, per conveyor belt, and whatnot. So let's lock down this one. Well, I could drop another blueprint in here, but you know what, it's probably easier to just slap another one in here, connect the pipe from the front, and start by connecting the output like so, and that should be it. This is already functioning. Now for this specific setup, which is gonna be the fuel setup, we are gonna have some the byproduct of the polymer resin. So in this case we do want the elevators, and we want to the whole shenanigan in here for this one as well. So I'm gonna carefully place this one in the same fashion as I did for the rest of them. And this is not aligned, no blueprint mode, thank you. Let's select this one again, as I was saying. Actually, there is a easier way. Should I just place the conveyor belt and do this, and then grab this just in front? Why is it going the wrong direction? Are they all going the wrong direction? That's a problem, but that's my problem to solve. 1 second, I'm gonna have to go and fix the blueprint. Alright, never mind, just a little bit confused. So I managed to connect all the output. Now they all go in the right direction, and as a right direction, I mean it's to the right. So input comes from the left in this fashion. Technically there is this conveyor belt on top, but at the moment we're not going to use it, so I might end up just deleting it. The output though is gonna come in here, and the byproduct of the polymer resin is gonna go straight. And there is a high chance I'm just gonna try and bring it upward to the next floor. Now I'm trying to leave the corner free, because I would love to have like some sort of in the same fashion as I did in here. You see, I have this pillar, so I will try and leave this free. What's left in here is that we just need to go, if I can go up, that would be great. Thank you very much. So we go into the refinery. We want to select, the first things that we're gonna do is that we are gonna select our fuel. So I'm gonna have to do copy and paste on all the machinery, and once electricity is connected, we should be able to safely start producing fuel. So let's see if we can get in here, and I will start the production. You know why? Because I need some fuel for my jetpack. Now I'm not super sure that this fuel is the fuel that goes into it. I think I need to package it, but I don't know, we will see. I'll discover with you guys all at once. So first thing first, let's connect the pipe. So it would be great if we could do a nice and good curve like so in here, I guess. Yep, that's fine. and then we are gonna do another one coming in. Let's see if we can change auto mode, or is it auto 2D or noodles? What does this look like better? Horizontal? Yeah, I think that I will temporarily use it horizontal. Now, what's happening in here? This is he coming? Are we having power? Well, our max consumption is super high, but our current consumption is super low, which means that possibly we're gonna have to work our way out with power. We do have another source of coal that we can use near our motor factory, but yeah, let's start to see if are these. Oh well, what am I saying? These are not connected. Of course they are not connected just yet. So let's try and place this like so. Connect the end and let's hit rotate because I like them horizontally in this fashion. Now this megapole. Actually, you know what? We need a double outlet for this. So it's kind of like it just looks better. I will connect this at the plug, and well, I won't say that we should start to see something, but I feel like, is this connected? Are they all connected? They're yellow. Why they're yellow? Let's go and check. I mean, like, there is fuel in here, and the pump says that the current head lift is 16, but nothing is happening. So I wonder, this is full. There's no flow rate, but 6 out of 6. So what are you missing that it needs? There is 3 cable, which means that all of these are like actually connected. So this head lift is 3.5 and max flow rate. Yeah, what is going on? 1 second, let me investigate this. Okay, so for whatever reason, the second pipe that I'm passing by, it's not working, but the first one, sorry, the first one is not working, but the second one it is. So I will, you know what? I will have to sort this out. I will have to probably, I'll try to dismantle this and see if I can just rebuild it. Maybe it's just, you know, some external issue that I haven't considered just yet, because up there it sounds like he's not working as it's supposed to. So let's get back these as it was before. So connection in here, yes, thank you. And now this one get connected up there. Oh wait, is this too steep? Is this? Oh, it's nothing. Oh, it is. They are doing this little. Ah, here he goes. Yep, noodle. Noodle it is then. Now, the question is, this one is now getting filled, but obviously it's not gonna arrive up, is it? So if I do revert this and place it where everybody else is, thank you. Can you please do the thing and the stuff? Thank you. Great. Absolutely amazing. So this is now being pushed upward. I'm not expecting to have any type of pressure, but I'm expecting at least to have like a flow, somewhat of a flow inside. But this one is actually working now. What is going on? This one is not having fuel, is not receiving fuel. So this pipe is now connected and is receiving full-blown let's place a pump. Whoops. Let's place a pump connected there. Let's divide it in two. Connect it and attach it to electricity. Now we have. Here it goes. Now we have it working. I don't know what happened there for a second, but I'm happy to say that everything has been restored to normal. We should have 300 as a flow rate now. Yeah, and 298. We need 240 for this specific setup, so plenty of it. Let's see if the last one is receiving. Yeah, plenty. Let's now see if we produce. Oh yes, we are producing fuel. So what am I gonna do now with this fuel? Do I need to put it into some packaging or something like that? I think so. I think that's gonna be the next step. But before doing anything else, we want to place down the other two factory, because you know all of this crude oil need to go somewhere. Now if I'm correct, I'm gonna need 8 refinery for rubber and 8 for plastics to produce 160 rubber and 240 heavy oil residue, which is gonna later be converted in petroleum coke. Now, the problem is this type of factory in here, I can do it in two ways. I can do it one, that it goes upstairs, or I'm gonna just have them on the long. And I suspect that I'm gonna have to get them on the long, because it's just gonna be easier for us to, let me see, blueprint, thank you. It's just gonna be easier for us to just develop everything on the long side, but we for sure have a second floor, because I mean, like, my wild guess is that these are 4. Now we should be able to have 8. So on this floor we are just gonna have all of the production for a refinery, for rubbers and whatever, and on the second floor we are gonna deal with everything that's residual and the petroleum coke. Now let's lock this in place. Let's try and make sure that is it the right direction? Yes, it is. I could potentially do this. Well, I can't. I need to leave. Is this enough? Half a platform, and then I'm gonna have the elevator that they slightly touch. So that's a good question. I'm just gonna leave one platform distance between one line and the other. It's just gonna make more sense for me, at least. So let's put this down. Let's get obviously a second line down. And what am I missing? I'm missing motors, copper sheet, and other material. Okay, I'll give it a second until my dimensional storage are kind of like buffering, and then I'm gonna come back once everything is ready to be built. All right, so now that everything is ready to go, let's start to drop in the next batch. So this is gonna be 9. Yes, so 9 refinery, and we're just gonna delete I need no blueprint default. Yeah, thank you. And that should be just enough. Let me delete the front part. There we go, a little piece in the elevator. So what now? Now we have to place way more space, because like I just had one difference, and I think that I need to place at least another blueprint of foundations. So there we go, that's done, and last one in here. Perfect. I will later go on and around and just make it a little bit more pretty, just make it a little bit more appealing visually, because at the moment some parts are floating, some parts are like just there. So let's start by connecting, well, not connecting, but placing down the second row or refinery. So let's see, this is the front. I want to lock it in place and just give it again one foundation of space in between. Perfect. And now we start by placing 2 more blueprint in the same fashion, like so, and 1 and 2. And now if I manage to just delete the last bits and bob, which is this one. Yep, thank you. I'm now able to produce plastic and rubber, and obviously gather from plastics and rubber heavy oil residual. So I will go around and try and obviously make sure that electricity is connected, conveyor belt, pipe, everything is connected as it should, and I'll be right back in a second. Alright, so we got it. We made sure that we were all connected, all set up, all the output are in the right place, all the machinery have a recipe, all the machinery have input and output on the right side. Last things that we need to do is that we need to bring the oil. It's the last bits that needs to be done. So right now I will proceed by starting and connecting this main pipeline with these in here. Am I able to? Is it gonna look ugly? I'll make sure that here the pipe. I don't know why it's not showing it to me. I know it was. That's my bad. So now it's beautiful and straight. That's what we want. Lock in place. And we have our first bits of fuel now coming up. The flow rate, it's very high. As long as it's 240, we're happy with that. But yeah, it's happening, it's coming. And well, for now we don't really need input. Crude oil, it's coming in, and rubber and heavy oil residual, it's coming out. Now we're gonna need to do the same exact thing with our last and final, well, final is a big word, first stage of our refinery. So I'm going to just try and bring it as far as I can. Let's see when the pipe says no to us. There we go. That sounds like as straight as it gets. And the last bits connecting this one in here, I'll be just jumping on the pole and lock it in place. Make sure that it falls the line. Oh, yeah, no, we don't want it lifted. Definitely not. One reason that the reason why I'm putting the pipe on the floor is because the elevator don't incur in any head lift or whatever, so they don't really care. But fluid do. So fluid are you know, susceptible to how high the pipe is. So we really want to keep, once we bring it at a level, we want to keep it that way. I might just go around later on off camera and do a little bit of cleanup from the front, because we really don't need all this. I ended up connecting it, but we really don't need it, at least not on this floor. So we are now producing 120 polymer, 160 fuel, and 160 rubber, and 160 plastic, with a whopping 240 heavy oil residual. Next stage will be to create a petroleum coke part factory, which involve just 3. Let's see if we can look at this. Yeah, like, look how beautiful. And we'll end up probably just coloring this pipe in purple and the other pipe in black, just to understand what's coming in and what's coming out. But yeah, this one is purple as well, very dark. So yeah, I might have to find or two-tone of purple, or just try and create my own custom swatch. But we did it. We did our first stage. Rubber is coming out. We'll probably end up storing most of it. I have fuel in here, but I got no idea what are we gonna do with it, so I'm gonna have to sort something out. We probably have to place it in a packager or some new machinery which we haven't unlocked just yet, because from where I can see, unless it's inside the assembler, I don't think so, because I cannot put liquid inside the assembler, isn't it? Of course I can't. So just let's recap very quick. What we did right now is basically like make sure that our first stage of the refinery, it's all ready to go. We expand a little bit the platform more than I anticipated, but hey, this big boy needs space, right? So we now have more than we bargained for in terms of space and production, and yeah, great like this. So I will spend some time off camera. Somebody in the comment just say that the previous factory was not looking as much, not in the same fashion as I did, and this is because I do a lot of off-camera work to make all the factory look a little bit prettier. This time, before actually leaving you guys, I will do some cleaning up of the factory, and yeah, we're gonna then close with the final version of it, so you guys can see even the aesthetic that I'm going for. So see you in a minute. Just like that, another massive project has been completed, or at least we start the first phase for our refinery project. I did color code everything. Everything has a meaning, so crude oil goes in here. On this side I leave it orange because like fuel is orange, so we're just happy with that. In here we're gonna have obviously heavy oil residue, yeah, this one is blue and purple, so we're gonna have heavy residual and plastic. Next things that we're gonna do, we are gonna have to start to kind of like store it, put it in a storage, place it in a make sure that obviously the rubber is in the right place, the plastic is in the right place. And yeah, we are done for this episode. We did great. We did an absolute massive job. I might just add some extra light in here. It depends how it's gonna look like, but I am absolutely stoked that we managed to do all of these in whooping, like, what was it? Just like 6 hours of in-game time, so nothing much. But yeah, that's gonna be a wrap for today's episode. Thanks for joining me on our journey of conquering the planet in Satisfactory. I hope you had as much fun watching as I did playing, and do be sure to subscribe for more episodes, and do drop a comment below letting me know what you like to see next. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye!